Hello students, today we will study the lesson electricity. Electricity, it is the most important convenient form of energy that is used widely all over the world, in our homes, in industries, in hospitals and so many areas. Today we cannot imagine the life without the electricity. So it's important to know about the electricity. Before I'm going to define the term what do you mean by electricity, let I remind you the activity which we have learnt from the previous classes. That a very simple activity that by taking the plastic scale or a comb and some small pieces of paper, small pieces of papers. Here, when we have taken the plastic scale or the comb, initially this plastic scale or the comb does not attract any small piece of paper. Fine. But when we have rubbed this one plastic scale or the comb with the dry heads, after that this plastic scale or the comb is going to attract the small pieces of paper. I think everyone has the experience of this one activity, right? Here the plastic scale is a matter, okay, or the comb is also a matter. So this matter, as it is going to attract this small piece of paper, means it's going to exert the force. You know that when any body does not move itself, there must be a force is going to be exert. Then only the object is going to be changes its place. So here, this plastic scale or the comb is going to exert the force on the small piece of paper. That's why it's going to be attracted. So here, this one, the characteristics of this one matter, we have called as electric charge. We have called as electric charge. Electric charge. So electric charge, let I define the term electric charge. It is the characteristic or a property of a matter due to which it exerts the force on the other matter. Fine. Electric charge definition is, it is the characteristic or the property of a matter. So plastic scale or the comb, its characteristic, because these are all the matters due to which, what is happening here, due to which it's going to exert the force. This one matter is going to exert the force on the other matter. So this characteristics we have called as electric charge. We are named as electric charge. The word electric charge we will use in our day-to-day life also. That is, the policemen are going to use the word lathi charge. Fine. So lathi charge means exerting the force. Are you getting this one? Yeah. Electric charge is nothing but exerting the force on the other matter, that is the body or the object. This electric charge is going to represent represented by the letter small q or the capital letter Q. The electric charge, this property is going to be represented by the letter small q or the capital letter Q. This electric charge is having the unit. That unit is, the SI unit is coulomb. The SI unit is coulomb, represented by the letter C, the capital letter C. This electric charge is conserved. The electric charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. The meaning of the word charge is conserved means the electric charge, it cannot be neither be created or it destroyed, but it can be transferred from one body to other body. So that is called as charge is conserved. Charge is additive. Charge is additive. The word meaning additive means if two charges are there. If two charges are there means we can add that one. Those two charges we can add. That is the meaning of, that is charge is additive. And two types of charges. There are two types of charges. First one is positive charge. Second one is negative charge. Negative charge. There are the two types of charges. In order to understand the meaning of positive charge and the negative charge, let I tell you some with the other examples. Look at here. I have taken one object. Let us say this is glass rod. I have taken the glass rod and I have taken the silk cloth. Silk cloth I have taken. Just imagine the thing, that is the silk cloth is there. These two matters, the silk cloth is going to be rubbed against the glass rod. Here, after rubbing, we have observed that this glass rod is going to be lose the electron. This glass rod loses the electron. We know that any matter, it's made up of the thing that contains the number of atoms. Let I just remind you the thing that what will be the thing. This is the nucleus of an atom. In the nucleus, you know that one, there are the protons and the neutrons. There are the protons and the neutrons. And around the nucleus, there are the number of electrons. The number of electrons are going to be revolve around the nucleus of an atom. Here, the atom, the outermost shell of the atom contains some free electrons. Free electrons. Free electrons, or we will call this one as valence electron also. Valence electron. The free electrons having the property, they can move from one body to another body. So here, while rubbing, what will happen? The matters, the body are going to be there will be a transfer of the free electrons. Either it may be from the glass rod or the silk cloth. So here in this one case, the glass rod is going to be lose the electron. The glass rod is going to be lose the electron. So when this one glass rod is going to lose the electron, means this glass rod is going to be referred as it is positively charged body. Positively charged body. Okay. Now this cloth, silk cloth, as it is going to be receive the electron, this body is going to be referred as negatively charged body. Negatively charged body. Charged body. Okay. Any body which loses the electron referred as positively charged body. Any body which gains the electron referred as negatively charged body. So here we have made the thing that positive charge and the negative charge. Hope so that you are understanding the thing. Now let I take you the one more example, that if I taken the ebonite rod. Ebonite rod is just the thing that made up of the rubber. Okay. Now let I take the woolen. Okay. Now when these two objects are going to be rubbed against one another, in this one case, this woolen is going to be loses the electron. This woolen is going to be loses the electron. And here, any body which loses the electron, that is referred as positively charged body. Positively charged body. Any body which gains the electron, that is negatively charged body. Negatively charged body. So hence we have made that there are the two types of charges. One is positive charge and another one is negative charge. So here let I tell you the thing that here, look here. Now this is the plastic scale or the comb I have taken. So when we have rubbed this one plastic scale against the dry hair, after that this scale is going to be attract the small piece of paper. Okay. Now this is just a very nearer. Okay. This plastic scale is just very nearer to the small pieces of paper. Then it will attract. Now let us suppose that this plastic scale is just very far away from the small piece of paper. So in this one situation, this plastic scale does not attract any small piece of paper, right? So here there is the something region around the charged body. Okay, there is the something region around the charged body. In that one only, it's going to exert the force. So that region we will call as electric field. So here, so whatever the region will be there, around that only it's going to exert the force, means that region is going to be referred as electric field. Electric field. Okay, understood? So let I remind you one more time. Electric field, it is the region around the charged body where it's going to be having its influence, where we can experience the influence, that is it can going to exert the force on the other body. So that region is going to be referred as electric field. Okay, right. Now after knowing this one, you know that the charges, as I told you the definition, and some of the characteristics of the charges. Now the matters are having the thing that solid, liquid and gases. So in that one case, in that one situation, how the charges are going to be exert the force, how the charges, who will carry the charge, to exert the force on the other body, that we have to know that one. That's a very important thing to know, that who will carry the charge to exert the force on the other body in case of solid, liquid and the gases. Okay, so the charge carriers, in solid, that is conductors, electron will carry the charge. A most important thing we have to know that one, in solid, that is the conductors, who will carry the electric charge? The electrons are going to be carries the charge. In liquid, the ions, that is positive and negative ions, will carry the charges, positive and negative ions. Third one, in gases, electrons and positive ions will carry the charges, but there is a certain condition that under low pressure and high potential, the electrons and the positive ions will carry the charges in gases. This will be for the thing that when we will learn the next topics you will come to know. Now presently just remember the thing that under the low pressure and the high potential in gases, the charges will be carried by the electrons and the positive ions. Okay, so these things are very important thing, we need to be remember this one. I hope that when all of you know the meaning of the thing that solid, that is the conductors, and the liquid, you know that one liquids also conduct the electricity. Okay, so water also conduct the electricity. In water the ions are there. What kind of ions will be there? That is the hydrogen and the oxygen. Hydrogen will be positive ion and oxygen will be negative ion. So these will conduct the charges. So these ions will conduct the charges. Okay, so these things we need to be remember in order to know the detail the topic regarding the electricity. Okay, right. Now one more topic, one more interesting thing I will tell you, that the electron, one electron, it contains 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb of charge. I told you that what is the unit for the charge? Unit for the charge is coulomb. Fine. Now in solid, who will carry the charge? Electron will carry the charge. So one electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So this much of force, one electron will exert this much of force. Fine. Now let us suppose that we wanted to know that 1 coulomb of charge. We wanted to know 1 coulomb of charge. So at that time 1 coulomb of charge is equal to question mark, or the thing that you know that I told you, one electron contains this much of charge. Okay, now 1 coulomb of charge contains how many electrons? 1 coulomb of charge contains how many electrons? Like this we need to be understand. 1 coulomb of charge contains how many electrons? That is, here I will take the number of electrons equal to how much? So here, in order to calculate this one, we have the formula N is equal to Q divided by E. N is equal to Q divided by E. N stands for number of electron, Q stands for the net charge, E stands for the charge of an electron. This is equal to, Q is equal to how much? This is the 1 coulomb of charge. Q is equal to 1 coulomb of charge. So I will write here 1 coulomb. 1 electron equal to how much charge? That is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Okay. Now let us simplify this one. This is equal to, in the denominator we have the point. So here I will take, in the numerator 1 0 I will take. So here in the denominator you will get 16. So 10 raised to minus you take into the numerator, it will be 10 raised to plus 19. According to the law of exponents, we can write like this. Now this is equal to, let's simplify this one. Now let's simplify this one. Here after the simplification, so let us simplify this one. Here we have 10 and it is 16. So take 0, 16 6 are 96, it will be 4. Take one more 0, 16 2s are 32, 8 left out, take one more 0, 16 5s are 18. So here we got 0.625 into 10 raised to 19. Okay. So here I will just move this one point here. So it is 6.25 into 10 raised to 18. Therefore, N is equal to 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. 1 coulomb of charge contains 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. Fine. Look at here. 1 electron contains how much charge? 1.6 into 10 raised to 19 coulomb. If I wanted to tell you 1 coulomb of charge contains how many electron, means this much, that is 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. Okay, so the remaining topics we will continue in the next class. Thank you.